Hello and welcome to this week's Omsi 2 news. In this week we have some breaking news about Yorkshire version 3. In addition we have some news about a brand new DLC being made by Halycon that will be released this month. A new coach bus is in development, and we'll take a look at a few repaints out there. This is the Omsi 2 news, and I'm TransportEnthusiast. Let's get into it. So first of all, some of you, or those of you who follow Siler's Twitter, who is the developer for Yorkshire version 3, probably may have noticed this. So, but I do encourage you to go follow his Twitter to stay on top of the updates for Yorkshire version 3. But for those of you who are following the Twitter, you probably or that are in the Discord server, probably saw this. So this here is going to be the disc box cover, and it's going to be basically the cover photo for the official payware DLC by Siler and and published by Master Switch Studios, Yorkshire version 2. Well, actually, the publisher is Aerosoft. It's a bit confusing because the publisher is Aerosoft, but then it's part of Master Switch. So yeah, anyway, Yorkshire version 3, Counties 3.0, as you can see it here, has a castle, and this bus here, the Master Bus Feeling 3, will be the bus that will be included with Yorkshire version 3. So basically, this will be a good way to get a taster of the Feeling Pack, and because I suspect this will probably be released before the Feeling Pack comes out, it's also a good way to figure out if the Feeling Pack is going to be something that you will enjoy. We can also here see how it will look on the actual boxed version. So I'm not sure if there will be a boxed version, but I'd say it's likely that there will be. And in the background you can see some tram lines. So one thing you may have noticed, this was announced a while back, is that Yorkshire Counties version 3.0 will be the first UK tram map to have an AI tram. This of course is a valuable USP to the map, and it will allow you to have experience the tramways. And another thing is, you can always probably load in your own drivable tram if you so wish, but there will be no drivable tram included with the game, and obviously the tram will be there for AI purposes. Nonetheless, the tram's probably not the most important part of the map. Since we haven't actually mentioned Yorkshire version 3 in the news before, it's probably worth mentioning what exactly the map will entail. So Yorkshire Counties 3.0 is probably not something that's unfamiliar to you all. After all, it's by the same dev of Yorkshire Counties 1 and Yorkshire Counties version 2.0. Yorkshire Counties version 3.0 is basically an enhancement, an expansion, and a reworking, as well as an extension of the predecessors to the Yorkshire series. Now here I have here the information I have might be slightly outdated, so bear in mind this may not be reflective of the final product, but unless this is what it was said, this information is as of the 31st of July 2020, so quite old. But nonetheless, it's going to feature about 20 miles of countryside towns, villages and countryside. So one of the things we know about Yorkshire version 3 and Yorkshire in general is that it is a UK countryside map. So it's a nice contrast to the other UK payware DLC out there for Omsi 2, London, which is a very much cityscape. This will give you a nice town, but also a rural vibe that's pretty much absent in London. You'll have obviously the seafront town of Inglesborough. You may remember that from Yorkshire. We have here some new stuff about the hospital. The main thing will be there'll be 15 drivable routes with a length between 10 to 1 hour long. So there's a bit of variety. It's a bit like Saint Servan and Grand Paris Milan. That basically the route lengths are varied enough, so there's something to suit everyone. And of course it will also include, there will be 24-hour services, park and ride. There might also be an express service, and I think they're also implementing depot runs. So one thing to note is that again, the developer posts a lot of polls on their Twitter about which way the map development should go. For instance, about university routes, about depot deadlines, that kind of thing. So if you give it a follow, you can also have your a voice and opinion heard there. The link will be in the description. But nonetheless, this is Yorkshire version 3, and as you can see, it's developing along nicely, and it will also feature the Master Bus Feeling 3. I'm not quite sure which bus this is because I don't have much familiarity with the Master Bus, but nonetheless it will feature the single decker. There will also be I'm pretty sure it was said there will be a sightseeing route, so that will be perfect for using the double decker open top as street deck. And then we have here one final look at Yorkshire version 3. Here is another screenshot again of the feeling, and there you go. So that is really all there is with Yorkshire version 3, and it's endorsed by Ticketer. So next up on the agenda is the new Man Lion City pack by Halycon, published by Halycon. So the new Man Lion Cities or the Man Stadtbus pack You may actually have noticed this before because it was on the Halycon page before and the work in progress page, but it disappeared. But it's back, and this will feature, as you can see here, about 6 different buses. Let me just... So this pack will feature basically, it's about 7 variants. So you're going to have a solo and articulated versions of the Man Line City. So here you can see the solo versions, here you can see the articulated versions. This is a bus that first came into service in 2018, 2019. So this is basically as modern as it gets within Omsi 2 buses. And here is a more high quality picture of it. If we just zoom out. Okay, there you go. There is a picture of the articulated bus, and basically this will feature the main things that will feature different engine powers. So you're going to have 280 horsepower, 380 horsepower. It's going to feature both the Void gearbox as well as the ZF gearbox. There will be a new dashboard for the MAN. So this is the more the modern MAN dashboard, something that you probably haven't seen before, as most of the MAN buses out there are for Omsi 2 are from the models that are before 2018. This is actually scheduled to be released on the 22nd of February 2021. This is the date that Halycon themselves have given. The price will probably be either 15 or 17 euro. They seem to have 2 price ranks for the bus packs, but nonetheless, this is another thing to keep an eye out on. This will be perfect for maps like Berlin X10. I think they also mentioned Aachen and Munich. So this bus will become with repaints for those add-ons or those maps, because these buses are actually used in those cities in real life. But nonetheless, this is something to keep an eye out on, and it's going to be released within the next week or so. Okie dokie. And then we also have if we just scroll back, this bus here, Mercedes-Benz Intouro, is also being developed by a developer. I'm not too sure who it is because I wasn't given that information by someone on Discord. But nonetheless, this coach bus here will be featured in Omsi 2. It's the Mercedes-Benz Intouro. As you can see, it's progressed along quite nicely, and will definitely be something that will be a great asset to the Omsi 2 community. Now, this brings us on to the repaint section, repaint part of our Omsi 2 news. And the main thing is we have a Coastline of 700 ALX 400 regional repaint for the Transport LX 400 regional. Unfortunately, there's no pictures here, and I think I might have the older version of that mod, so I wasn't actually able to get any screenshots up for you. But for those of you who are familiar with the fairly renowned Coastline 700 route, that repaints basically for the Transport ALX 400, so that's another thing you can take a look at as well. And that really brings us to a close, and this kind of concludes our Omsi 2 news. Again, if you want to find out more information about all these add-ons, you can always join our Discord where the links are provided. You can also check the description, and there are links provided where you can gain more information about each additional add-on as well. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of the Omsi 2 news. Do join the Discord to stay on top of the Omsi 2 news. And if you have any questions, that kind of thing, do comment down below. And do share your opinions as well of what you think about these add-ons. That's it for now. Until next time.